This is the recording for the Week 13 quiz in U.S. history. So let's start with question number 1. What was the significance of the invasion of Normandy by the U.S. and its allies, also known as D-Day? D-Day officially marked the end of World War II. This was the first military action taken by the U.S. in the war. The Allies broke through the German defense to gain control in Northern Europe, allowing the Allies to make a final push towards Germany, where it gave the Soviet Union the military aid that it needed to increase their offensive push north through Italy. Question 2. What was an advantage of using the island hopping strategy? It saved lives by avoiding the heavily fortified islands in the Pacific. It led to a quick surrender by Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. It resulted in heavy Japanese casualties. It was a slower strategy, but it gave time for Britain and Russia to mobilize their troops to help in the attack. Question number 3. How did the U.S. bring a quick end to the war with Japan? The U.S. allowed the Japanese government to remain in power if they immediately surrendered. The U.S. used a naval blockade around the island of Japan to prevent them from getting necessary supplies needed to continue fighting. The U.S. used nuclear weapons to destroy the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, where the U.S. first defeated Germany, knowing that Japan would also surrender at the same time. Question number 4. What led to the start of the Cold War? The Soviet Union refused to allow free elections and instead established communist governments in Eastern Europe. The Soviet Union invaded Germany. The Soviet Union refused to join the United Nations, which was seen as a sign of aggression. Or an iron wall was constructed separating East and Western Europe. Question number 5. Which would be an example of an action taken by the U.S. as a result of the Truman Doctrine? The U.S. dropped 2 atomic bombs on Japan. The U.S. joins World War II by declaring war on Germany. The U.S. sends aid and soldiers to stop Vietnam from becoming communist. Or the U.S. joins the United Nations. And question number 6. Which was a main goal of the Marshall Plan? Keep West Berlin from being taken by the Soviet Union. Support European economies to prevent them from turning to communism. Bring a quick end to the Vietnam War. Or reach Japan by taking the Marshall Islands during World War II. When you're finished, look over your answers and click that Submit Quiz button to finish.